I'm with Julian Dobson, who's one of the organisers behind tonight's event, Big Society, in the North. How did this start and what's the idea?
Well, it started with me writing a blog post, funnily enough, just floating the idea that there needed to be an independent expression of big society. Because if we take what the government is saying seriously about community empowerment, about localism, about people taking responsibility and having control of their own decisions, then we need to get on and do it and create an agenda that reflects what we value and care about, and not just respond to a Whitehall agenda, which I think big society is in danger of becoming if we just leave it to the politicians to set the pace and make the running all the time.
And so you've got about 100 plus people tonight, and I think in the spirit of do-it-yourself, people are being invited to pitch in their own ideas.
That's correct, yes. We've got at least 5 people that I know of who are going to pitch some ideas, which we hope to have some discussion groups around, and there'll probably be a few more discussing other things that haven't been mentioned to me so far. The range of people that we've got is quite interesting. It's a real mix of traditional voluntary sector people, people who are doing very local projects, a few people who are researchers, policy people. We've got a number of people who are involved in social tech and social media, which I think is going to be quite an interesting combination to make. And we've got a few people from local government and private business. So it will be very interesting to see how the mix pans out.
And a lot of people are saying, understandably, social action, local action has been developing for 30 years or so. We've got a lot of experience. Don't reinvent the wheel if big society is create any new structures. Is it just a matter of doing more of what we've done before, or do we also have to encourage doing things differently?
It's both. It's protecting and supporting what we have. That's really, really important. It's really important that big society is not about reinventing the wheel, it's about oiling the wheels. It's got to support and nourish the action that's already going on in local communities. But we have to accept that things have to be done differently for all sorts of reasons. Partly because sometimes local government and central government are not sufficiently responsive and person-centred in their delivery of services. Sometimes it's also the case that funding is going to be under pressure, and that's going to be a problem, and we need to find different ways around that, because we can't just sit here and wait until someone comes along in a few years' time with more money. We need to protect what we have and build it now, and we need to find ways that are going to be sustainable of doing that.
Any particular areas where you see the kind of spotlight of big society helping, or the helping hand of the people that are coming forward now, or is that what we have to listen out for tonight?
It's what we have to listen out for tonight. I think there will be examples of that tonight. There are many other examples that I think we can already put our finger on. Things like, for example, the City of Sanctuary movement, which befriends and welcomes asylum seekers, which is very strong here in Sheffield. I think there are examples of things like that that are already filling in the gaps that are left by central and local government, and which are responding to people's real needs, and which we need to be aware of and support and help in whatever way we can.
Any ideas where big society in the North goes after tonight? Do you see it developing as a network?
I think if people want it to be a network, then they'll create a network. If people want more events, they'll do more events. It really is going to be self-directed. It's not for me to say what people are going to end up doing.
So there is no Whitehall plan, and there is no big society in the North plan. It's evolve as you go along.
It's evolve as you go along, and if there is a Whitehall plan, we're going to do our own thing anyway.